Welcome, true believers. It is I, Shane, and I'm here to give you my review for X-Men 97, episodes 1 and 2, entitled To Me, My X-Men, and Mutant Liberation Begins. Before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of more reviews just like this. X-Men 97. If you've bothered watching my last 3 reviews, finishing up season 2 of What If, you would know that I've been hinting at this, and I was trying to get 97, trying to get What If done before 97 came out, and I succeeded the day before, but I succeeded. And here's a remnant of the past. I actually had this and had a Wolverine mask. I don't know what a Wolverine mask is. It came with one little gauntlet that pushed the claw up. Yeah, the batteries on this are long dead. It made a noise a while ago, but no, they're dead now. So, what? And remember the old anime series action figures that went? They also had Spider-Man anime series action figures that was tall. I think I had Gambit, Wolverine. I think I might have had Cyclops. I know I had Dr. Octopus because I like Dr. Octopus. But yeah, this is a continuation from where the story left off. Essentially, I'm thinking, did the story end in like 1997, 1996? 5 seasons. If we're going to be honest, the beginning art was great. Well, I won't say great, but pretty good. And as the seasons rolled on, the art kind of took a plunge a little bit. But the art being one of the things that people are worried about with this one. And I'm going to try to stay on task with this because I'm reviewing 2 episodes together. I don't want you here for an hour, but I'm going to talk about the art. Or the art's good. It's the same animation style like the What If series, except it looks a lot like what we used to watch if you watch reruns of the animated series. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna lie to you, one of the first things I did when I got Netflix, before all the Disney Pluses and the Hulus and this and the that, and everybody has a damn plus and things like that, I looked up the anime series just to rewatch it, just to get all the nostalgic feels. Did not age very well. It did not age very well, but I still enjoyed it the same. And the feeling, I'm not gonna lie, I teared up at least 2 or 3 times watching these 2 episodes because it has that nostalgic feel, but it's so much better. You can make more adult references. I mean, first of all, anybody calls X-Men woke, no shit. X-Men were created as an allegory towards the civil rights movement. No shit, X-Men are woke. Matter of fact, you all don't even know what that even means. So shut up. Please, shut up. So, yeah, there's so many good references at things that happen in the real world. If you know about Magneto's backstory, we'll get to that in a second. Yes, we will, because everyone should know what Magneto's backstory is. And if you need a reminder, you idiots, I'm going to tell you. And idiots being the people who talk about woke things, not you guys. You guys are good, right? You guys, my people that come in and see me, you guys are good. You're smart. You're super smart. You're brilliant. This has so much love and care put into it. I'm not going to lie. Initially going, as the weeks rolled on, I had my trepidations. I had my doubts about this. As a matter of fact, about last week, the show creator, showrunner, Bo DeMaio, he was fired from Marvel Disney. As a matter of fact, he was he also had a hand in Moon Knight, but he was also had a hand in that early Blade script that had to be rewritten. So, and it's a bit 50-50, right? Because Moon Knight's one of the better Disney Plus shows, bar none. But that, we still don't have a concrete answer on why they left. The head of streaming over at Disney Plus said they parted ways. A lot of people believe it's because guy had a OnlyFans account. A lot of people believe that it's because he was hard to work with. Who knows? those things that come out. But they're deep into the development of season 2 already. Season 2 is basically done at this point. And I foresee this can easily get up to 5 seasons, just like the original. Hell, if I'm gonna be, I think I said in my finale review for What If season 2, What If can get 5 seasons. If What If can get 5 seasons, this can easily get there. Now, nowadays, a lot of these places, especially Disney on their TV, they try. Once you get to 3 seasons, it's kind of like, okay, wrap it up. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize is, at least back in the day, I don't know if it still happens now, when you get to like 5 seasons or something, then you get into syndication, and then it's more money for people. I don't know how things are now with streaming and whatnot. I would assume that things are altered a bit. But yeah, that's why a lot of places don't have like season 8, season 9, season 12. And if you do have it, you're fortunate to have it. Still don't know how Grey's Anatomy got up to 20. That's insane. I digress. We're talking about X-Men 97. And while I have my trepidations, it's fantastic. As a matter of fact, one of my biggest bug things that stuck with me that I did not like is the fact that Storm has that stupid mohawk. And I call it stupid because in the pictures that you look at, you go on Instagram and your Twitters and everything else, the mohawk looked tiny. As a matter of fact, she has the mohawk in this in the X-Men comic reboot after the fall of Krakoa and this coming up summer, right? And I'm just like, golly, after the Krakoa age where she had wonderful black hairstyles, it looked amazing. We go back to the mohawk. Last time the mohawk was good was when Storm was on Psylocke's X-Force. And I actually read those books. I own those books. Really, really good. Looks like a giant fin. It looks better in motion. Cannot lie. Looks better in the show than it does in any of the promotional stuff. So I relent on that. Plus, at the end of episode 2, it makes sense on why she has the mohawk. And hopefully, so I don't forget, I'm gonna put mohawk right in front of me so I can remember to tell you why. So let's talk about the theme. Universal. The theme. It's the old theme, but it's new. You don't have that live music sound to it, but it's the X-Men theme. The theme. It plays at the beginning and at the end during the credits. Watch the credits. Watch the whole thing. The theme is a banger. It's amazing. The intro is almost a 1-for-1 of the original. The difference is obviously how the people look, the updated graphics, updated colors and saturations. When you have the X-Men clashing with the Brotherhood, I don't know why Charles is there because he's dead, but you have them about to clash. Emma Frost is on the Brotherhood side, along with Lady Deathstrike. I think those are the only 2 changes. That might have, Avalanche looks way better than he did back then. So does Sabretooth. But that intro, so good. I really do hope Emma goes from being bad guy to good guy. Because she was in the Hellfire Club in the original. And she's part of Generation X. Emma's been a teacher and a good guy for way before the Josh Whedon Astonishing X-Men, and I'm forgetting the other great writer of Astonishing who took over after that. I can't remember his name. Or was it before that? But regardless of such, intro's amazing. As a matter of fact, in the second episode's intro, Magneto was at it because Magneto's there. He's wearing that M costume, that comically accurate M costume. And then we get flashes of Storm fighting Callisto in the Morlocks sewer. We have Jean as Phoenix. Oh, I am not a fan of the Phoenix. The Phoenix annoys me. The MacGuffins of all MacGuffins. What else was in there? We have Bishop going through a time. It looks like the 90s version of spinning in time. And we also have, not just for the first episode's intro, but the second episode's intro, Morph trying to shoot at Mr. Sinister. So is that just a nod to something from the past, or is it here? Remember, the Morph that was in the anime series is nothing like the Morph that's in the comics. The Morph from Age of Apocalypse and Exiles. I like Exiles Morph. White skin. I think his name was changeling for a very long time. And it's confirmed in here that Morph is non-binary, which makes sense. I mean, Morph in this episode, Morph becomes Blob, Colossus, Lady Deathstrike, Psylocke, and Sabretooth. It makes sense. Plus, it's seen a bit in his mannerisms. Although he seems like he's still a jokester, but he's a bit of a... I guess it's the 90s where most of our heroes and media had people being D-bags. He was a bit annoying, especially in the the second episode towards the end when telling everybody, Storm will be back and blah, 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 blah. And being like, oh, she's just going off for a tizzy. I will admit, it's kind of fourth wall breaking because Storm is back to being dramatic. One of my favorite lines from the original is winds and rain, whirling something. I can't remember at the top of my head. It's winds and rains, whirl and rage. She's dramatic. Storm it's always been dramatic. And her being dramatic is back. And she has, in that second episode, she has the best speeches. And in that first episode, she is shown for the Omega powerhouse that she truly is. We do get previously on X-Men. We get that for both episodes. Because remember, well, not for the first one. Sorry. We got that for the trailer leading into this. But the previously on X-Men, that's right there in the feels. Nostalgic plus new. Makes me happy. We have the original portrait, the original X-Men portrait, Iceman, Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Angel, and Beast. Even Jeannie pulls out her Marvel Girl outfit. Episode 2, she does. Another little Easter egg here for this first episode is an allusion to the Hellfire Gala. We have Nature Girl, Dust, Maggot, Banshee, and there's 2 others that I knew who they were months ago when this trailer first came out. And I can't remember. I feel like one of them is Frenzy. One has to be Frenzy, but I cannot recognize the other one. And on that paper, the front of that paper, it's the Daily Bugle, written by Peter Parker. Is Spider-Man a mutant? He isn't. So much fun in here. Essentially, in this episode, it revolves around Roberto DaCosta, also known as Sunspot, part of the New Mutants in comics. Comics starts with the New Mutants, Xavier's technically third team, but second team of young, gifted mutant people. And he has been captured by Friends of Humanity, essentially mutant racists. That's what they are, the mutant racists. This stuff is very 90s. I mean, we have boom boxes. Roberto has a pager. I'm going to call him Bobby for a while. Bobby has a pager. Cyclops, when they pull off his visor, he goes, wait, no, don't. I give up. Not. Remember that? Remember when I went not? That's something that doesn't need to come back. Wait. Let's talk about some moments that happened in this first episode. Jean using Cerebro to get into the mind of the man who killed Charles Xavier. Henry, what is this guy called? Henry Giss. I know I'm going to butcher this name. I know his first name's Henry. Henry Garrick. One of the funny things is the bad guy said X-Men are like roaches. We see one of those pop up. That's funny. Anyway. She enters his mind. She sees a vision. Is it the future? Is it a message? Who knows? But her baby is born. By the way, she's pregnant. Her baby's born. She has holding her baby. But then there's mass graves, and the master mold is there. And, she gets the psychic backlash. Something bad's going to happen. Yes, Jean Grey is with a child here, which I appreciate that they didn't have her carry that baby for more episodes. Baby born second episode, which is fantastic. She looks like she's going to pop anyway. They're trying to find out where Trask, the guy who made the Sentinels, trying to find out where he is, because the UN, after Charles died and Dr. Cooper's a friend with Charles, they decommissioned all the Sentinels. They tossed all that stuff out. Dude's making more. They got a factory. Now, before I get into that, let's talk about the emo parts, right? Logan being pissy about Cyclops's attitude, right? Because he has the professor's death certificate, and after excuse me, after professors died, he's like, I kind of need to take over, right? I need to keep things in line. And Gambit didn't come with him and Bishop and Storm to go save Roberto. He's kind of hounding Rogue, hounding Logan. He kind of understands part about Logan, but Logan knows that Jean and Cyclops are going to leave the group because, she has a baby. We got to raise a baby. We can't raise a baby while it's fighting. Who ever heard of doing that, raising children to fight, which is essentially what the X-Men are. She has a really good conversation with Storm in the second episode, but I'll get to that when I get to the second episode, right? And go up. One of the things, and Scott is very hard on himself. One of the things that Logan said is, it sucks Guy killed Charles. One of the worst things is that the worst things that has happened since then is you. And Jean's all like, Logan, please go do this. And she's like, he doesn't mean Cyclops. Like, it doesn't matter if he meant it or not. I think that's one of the funniest things. Cyclops has always been that dude. For anybody who still doesn't think he's that dude, you're childish. You're stuck in the past, bro. Come to the future. Cyclops is that dude, and I love that this series shows him being that dude. The opening part where they got to say Roberto, he's throwing hands, he's uppercutting, bing, bing, pew, punch, kick. It's MVC 2 up in this piece. Just fantastic stuff. Where's this other the other emotional part is like, dang it. I guess I could say that for the second episode when we talk about Rogue and Magneto's ongoings, but that emotional part, you got Jubilee and Roberto kind of having a thing going on. They're both being young. It seems kind of flirty, seems very cute. Unfortunately, was it Gambit wants to make beignets. Remember, he's Cajun. That's the only thing he wants to do is just make beignets. All right. Useless. And we do have just the team camaraderie. Also, Beast. I miss this Beast. If you haven't been reading the comics for like the last decade or so, like at least give or take 12 years, Beast has been an absolute a-hole and just horrible piece of trash. It's nice to see this Beast back. Just my goodness. I'm also wondering if Dr. Cooper's Mystique. I'm just getting the vibe of Mystique would certainly impersonate someone in the UN who has direct contact with the X-Men, and that's just what it feels like. Let's talk about some cool parts real quick. That plane crash where the Sentinel comes in and breaks in and grabs Cyclops, and he's beaming all around and destroys it, and it still destroys the plane, and they're all falling. And it's like, we've done this before. Rogue gets Beast and Bishop. Storm flies down. Morph transforms into Archangel. Picks up Logan. And Cyclops is like, good job, everybody. Go straight down. I'm saying to myself, how is he going to land? Optic blast the shit out of the ground to slow his descent. First one to land, and goes to me, my X-Men. Ray Chase, you're doing a great job, by the way. Great job, by the way. Unbelievable. The second coolest part, Rogue DDT's a Sentinel. Just straight, it's either a swinging DDT or a cutter or RKO, if you will. But she's swinging DDTs there, and when they get surrounded again, and he goes, bring the storm. Omega, again, they're treating Storm correctly. Omega level mutant detected. She is making lightning strike this. They're in the Sahara Desert. She's striking this. The lightning striking the ground so hard it's turning it into glass, and she makes a straight up glass storm. Y'all, Marvel Disney, if you somehow miss the opportunity to make a X-Men video game or X-Men 97 video game, either one, I don't give a damn. But if you make the mistake of not making a video game that has cool combinations like that, I don't know, something like, the Ultimate Alliance games, the X-Men games that were like that as well, with the 4 players and the team up and they have team moves. If you don't do that, that's a fail. That's a huge fail. And then Master Mode, the part that you all seen in the trailers, when Master Mode gets up, we get kinetic claws. Gambit charging up Wolverine's claws, which I'm still trying to understand. Why don't they blow up, right? Because that's Gambit's power. He charges up things and they blow up. But I guess he could charge them up enough to fizzle out, but this wouldn't be a fizzle. This would be a charge. Maybe adamantium works differently to where it won't explode or things of that nature. Maybe I'm unsure. Stupid racism and just the stupid racism in here is just Trash says you use your gifts to protect, but you remind us that our days are numbered. And it's just, what? Like, you have any idea how it feels to be left behind by the future? And I like the fact that after he says this, you can see Cyclops, you can see his eyes in the visor. And I'm like, okay, he does have an idea what it feels like to be left behind by the future. But at the same time, you're using it to justify hating and killing folk that are just different than you. So dumb. And of course, at the end, we're about to get a 90s wrap-up speech. But before we could get one, Wolverine going, oh, they're leaving, but who? Jubilee asked, well, they were part of the original group. Who leads? And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, Beast was also part of that original group. Do you all not want him to lead? Or is it just he's better as man in the chair? But he did, on that battlefield, like, puppet a sentinel. I don't know what. Okay. But at the end of this, we find out that the last will and testament, as you also see in the trailers, of Charles Xavier was to leave everything to Eric, to Magneto. Now let's talk about Magneto with that comic accurate M costume. Straight out, and we do go into the trial of Magneto, which also happened in the comics. I don't know how the trial went. I'm going to assume that it went in his favor, but I love, one of the things I'm liking about these 2 episodes and what I'm seeing is that, yeah, we're definitely, hey, you came to see the 90s goodness that you knew so well. Here it is. By the way, here's all these comic accurate things. So that we're pulling from some deep lore. As a matter of fact, the special thanks at the end were Jim Lee, John Byrne, Chris Claremont, both John Romita Sr. and John Romita Jr. So many people who've had a hand in the X-Men in the mid 80s to like the 90s, just the 90s period. Just all those people who had a hand in that. Right there, they get a special thanks because I'm pretty sure they were consulted on some of these things. And what is Magneto doing now that he owns all this stuff? Well, he's trying to be a good guy, right? So he goes off. He's not just saving mutants. He's saving regular normies. We see him save a firefighter lady and firefighter and a kid from falling off of a Ferris wheel. And everyone's paying attention to it. The world is paying attention to it. Matter of fact, he saves the Morlocks from Friends of Humanity with their stupid. They had Sentinel tech. If I didn't mention that before in the first episode, they have Mega Man style Sentinel Buster arms. And they had a Sentinel arm, so they're making weapons from that. And so they have the inhibitor collars. He went down to save them. I forgot how much of a weirdo Leech is in this series. saves them, doesn't kill the humans. He's like, they're not unharmed, but of course I'm still gonna whoop their ass, but I ain't kill them. That's what I would normally do, and I'm taking this very serious. And we get such a huge hint of Rogue and Magneto's former past when she goes to talk to him in private, and he has the helmet. They have a nice little heart to heart where he basically has admitted that Magneto wasn't wearing a helmet because he was afraid of Charles controlling him. He wore the helmet so Charles wouldn't know how much he loved him. So if you knew, it'd make his harsh crusade, kind of hard to do, right? Beast still being Beast. I have to mention. He said the only safe way to make sure to destroy your enemies to make them your friend, Mark Twain. And when Bishop's like, I've seen a lot of futures. I don't ever remember seeing something like this, and again, like, maybe we can go back and change that. Mon ami. But yes, I do. The glasses gleam from Cyclops is back. I enjoy that. That's how you know when he's pissed off, because you can't get much facial emoting from a guy who can blast your head off with his eye beams. I do. Storms again. Episode 2 is a Magneto and Storm party. She has great speeches as, you were one of our fiercest foes. Naturally, we want you to prove yourself. When things go down at the UN judgment trial hearing, whatever the hell you want to call it, and shit's hitting the fan, and Jean's about to have the baby. Very funny moment where Wolverine's about to go down there because the protesters had broken in. We'll get to the protesters broken in. And she goes, no, he's coming. He's like, who? Apocalypse? No, the baby. Telekinesis, back his jacket and the keys. And her contractions are making her rip the hood off of the car, which is hilarious. But she contacts Scott. Hey, the baby's being born. While they are fighting, there's a new bad guy named Executioner with the plague mask and a special weapon or whatever. You have Morph holding him off, where he transformed 3 times. Very, very good use of Morph. He's doing way more than he ever did in the original. And so you gotta have Rogue take him. Good thing Rogue took him, because the Doctor would not operate on mutants. Again, art imitating life. Wouldn't want to operate on someone that's different. Wouldn't give her good care anyway. So it's up to Rogue. Touch the dude, siphon his knowledge. She delivers the baby. Of course, Wolverine is salty. I don't know if he's salty because Scott got her pregnant, or if he's salty because they're gonna leave. And heavy emphasis on he only really cares about Jean leaving. Let's be honest. Storms. Hold on. I need to fast forward in my notes. I got to talk about that conversation she had with Jean. But let's go back here. I loved when she took control, or should I say, took charge of the situation, where Scott's like, I gotta go. Obviously, Storm is in charge. So bad as whining hate. Nope, not that. So she's delving out orders, going, you do this, release Magneto from the collar, we're gonna protect them. And she goes, wait, who do you think are? He's like, I don't think. She's like, don't think, be silent, heed my commands, and you shall survive. Cool shit. When we did the Magneto Storm combo after the people broken in, and Magneto, you think he's making swords, like giant stabby swords, but he makes a cage. And so when he throws it down, Storm does her Storm thing, and she says, let's see how their mob manners fare against the shock of good conduct. A pun. She made an electric pun while they made an electric cage. Amazing moments. Now, before I get to the sad part, let's talk about the conversation she had with Jean, right? Where Jean's like, please don't think badly of me. Don't tell Scott this. But She's worried about telling her son that he's different, that he has to be careful and on guard, and that the world wants to hurt him. And this, I saw a clip of this, and this is what let me know this show is going to be the shit. Because for her to have that conversation with a black woman, and that is a conversation that parents of black, at least that black, I don't know about brown people because I'm not a brown person. Well, I'm a brown person, but I'm sure they may have the conversation. But this is a conversation that people of color, I'm just going to blanket that, people of color and black people, non-black people of color, have, where it's like, hey buddy, you look different than other people. Or maybe, you know, sometimes you encounter that when you have a friend that doesn't look like you, and his parents don't want you guys hanging out because you look different, right? That conversation is so damn real. And this heart to heart, someone correct me if I'm wrong. And yes, this one's going to go a little bit long because it's 2 episodes, but it won't be an hour, I promise. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember ever getting something deep like that in the original series. They had moments, right? You had the moments. Most of the times I just remember more for Gene, Scott, my mind. I remember that shit. Don't remember any heart-to-hearts like this. I don't remember so even something like with Rogue and Magneto, which I feel like I interrupted myself on, but you didn't get anything like this. So these Storm moments, and let's cut off the Storm moment. Let's talk about Magneto. We're going to reconvene, right? Magneto and Rogue obviously have a past. She wants to leave that cat in the bag. The puns are great. Just a good job with the dialogue, by the way, but the puns are so good. And, you know, he goes to take off her glove. And I'm like, oh, that little seduction right there, Magneto. No, at the end of the episode, when everything is done, she takes off her glove and they touch hands. And you see a little bit of electricity. I wonder if, at least in this continuity, I don't know how much that happened in the comics, which they were an item in the comics. Her and Gambit most certainly broke up. Not just in Age of Apocalypse, but in 616 they were an item. I wonder if his magnetism powers allow him to forego whatever negative effects her power drain has. Because in here, weapons that shoot and have to deal with electricity, he's like, yeah, electricity and magnetism are closely linked. Boom, you're dumb thinking your weapons are going to work on me. Or when the UN comes to capture him, and they're like, yeah, we've tuned our weapons to go through whatever shield you have. He's like, oh, you have. And brings the helicopters towards them and threatens to cut them up. And I love the fact that he could do away with you. He's like, nah, let's have this trial. If I get acquitted and you all believe that I'm going to do this after I get acquitted, cool, let's have this trial. To which all the X-Men were surprised he wasn't going to try to throw hands. Good job for you, Magneto. So Executioner comes in, again, has one of the craziest racist speech where, well, he's punching Scott in the face because this guy has quickly overwhelmed him. He has like a suit that absorbs energy like Bishop, and he's doing all this stuff. He even put a collar on my man Bish, and he's punching Scott, takes off his visor, punches Scott in the face because Scott doesn't want to hurt anybody, right? You can't just blow up a building. It's not just only racists in there. There's innocent people. And he's like, you know the thing I really hate? I hate your whining about how hard you got it. We got it hard too, but we don't cry about it. My God, if that is not like art imitating life, I don't know what is. It's nice that he got his ass whooped. So shoots a gun that works like the dampeners, like Beast tells us, but it takes away powers. Storm took the shot from Magneto, not knowing what it does, and her powers were gone. And just to see her crying, and then you got Jean crying later, because Storm leaves the group. So leaves the group because she's like, because Jean and Scott weren't going to leave. They were going to stay with Aurora and help her, which I thought it was kind of strange initially, because someone brought this up on social media that it's kind of weird they all call her Storm and barely anybody calls her by her real name. Beast does call her by her real name. Jean does call her by her real name too, but it is kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe it's because she's a literal. Even Magneto says, closest thing we have to a goddess. You can't really, in some religions, you can't call God by their name. And this doesn't raise Magneto, but let's talk about the speech he gave earlier when it was his time to talk. Heavily alludes to the Holocaust. He says, when I grow up, because me and my people called God by a different name, we were rounded up. He survived the Holocaust. That is his backstory. But after a while, his people started working with the other, when he was different and found out he was a mutant, they started working with the people who had hunted them before. He makes a great speech about the oppressed becoming oppressors. He's saying history's sad song, there's a refrain. Believe differently, love differently, be of different skin, sex or skin, and be punished. The oppressed become oppressors. Something we're kind of seeing in today's climate somewhere around the world. So the oppressed become oppressors. And he gets the judges riled up. Like, they're like, you talk about, because he openly said, the inhibitors and sentinels, those, you guys that's trying to lead us to extinction. Well, how do we know you ain't going to try to just extinct us? He says, you're right about justice is long overdue, but it's justice for everybody. The dialogue is so good. I remember one of the things I do remember from the original is the trial with Beast, and when like Magneto and everybody tries to save him. I think I have those X-Men tapes, but not here. But the trial with Beast, and while Beast was ever eloquent in there, it wasn't good back and forth dialogue like it is in here, because obviously they just say, "Hey, you're blue, get the hell out of here." Get out of here, blue man. Fantastic. And when you think Magneto is going to kill Executioner and the judges, because Storm and Magneto's job were to protect the judges, because the rioters wanted to get them, and even Magneto says, yeah, it's funny when you think when you do the right thing and you still get chastised by your people, right? Because you're putting a monster on trial. They think you should just kill me. But Magneto proves them. So hold on. Let's go back in my notes. So after what they did to Storm, he would have instantly torn them all apart, right? Calls Executioner a bigot, insignificant worm, and Charles entrusted him with his dream, and his dream does not ask you to love or embrace my kind as your own, but to merely accept that this is a shared world with a common future, and that my kind, like yours, has a right to live in it. I'm trying to be better. Please don't make me let you down. I love that, because Magneto's like, look, I'm trying to do the right thing. He's quoting Tupac. Is that Tupac? I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Yeah. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. That's essentially what Magneto has said here. Good job, Magneto. My goodness, man. It was good. Baby's born. Baby's name is Nathan Charles Summers. Who's Nathan Charles? It's Cable. It's Cable. I'm assuming that in the original, Cable showed up and didn't say, "What's up, Pops?" He just says, "I'm Cable." That's Cable. Storm left. Already mentioned that. I'll tell you who was at the door in 1 second. UN's gonna make Genosha be a UN partner, and they're gonna get a representative there. Magneto has been using Charles's vast fortune to send any mutants that he saved to Genosha, already solving problems. I love the other part of his speech where, it's like, as much as I hate to decline trying to prove myself to you all, but Charles put me in there, and Cyclops was like, well, maybe he was wrong. And Magneto's so eloquent. I love the way he talks. He's amazing, because he says, for every tete-a-tete, which means private conversation I've had with you, I love the fact that you can finally see it my way, that Charles Xavier does make mistakes. Damn. Just damn. If the rest of this season is like these first 2 episodes, count me the F in. Damn, that was good. So Magneto and Scott share a cup of coffee, dark roast. It's not poison, Magneto, don't worry. And they're going to leave. Scott still thinks they're going to leave, but Jean is telling Storm they won't. But Storm doesn't want them to uproot their lives. She's gone. She feels like their connection is gone. But he tells Cyclops to be wary, be vigilant. Tragedy tragedy lures with no tragedy comes with fortune first. And if you do remember, Jean, when she had her conversation with Storm, did say, I got a feeling that something bad's gonna happen. And then there's a knock at the door, and it's Jean. Wait, but Jean's there. How is there a Jean here? One of these two was Madeline Pryor. Now, I would be ever so surprised if they changed Cable being Madeline's son, thrusted into the future, and if they said no, he is Jean Grey's son, but they tried to swap Jean at the hospital, or should I say Sinister tried to swap Jean at the hospital, and that's why you're gonna have this conflict here. I don't know what's gonna happen. Some version of the comics is gonna happen. This is freaking amazing. We do get a joke about, so the baby's eyes are closed. And Jean tells Scott, the baby has your eyes. Bro, that's messed up. But man, I'm interested in how this is gonna be cleared up. This is gonna be cool as hell. I don't even know what else to put on what else I had on my notes. I've spoken about everything. Poor Storm. And the Mohawk makes sense now. In the 80s, make sure I got this right. In the 80s, I think it was the John Byrne run of the X-Men, Storm lost her powers. And that's when she cut her hair into the Mohawk. The Mohawk has a reason. I instantly take back what I said about, well, I take back part of what I said. You can keep I am sick of the damn Mohawk, but this is X-Men 97. We're trying to catch up to a lot of things that have already happened in the comics and make this its own thing, but also have references to things that have happened so we can appease both comic reader, non-comic reader, and television watcher alike, and just have this beautiful freaking marriage of good animation, good music, good show, good effects, good storytelling, good dialogue. Because damn if that dialogue isn't good, man. I do hope Wolverine does call someone egg-sucking gutter trash, though. That needs to happen at least once. Both of these episodes, separately 5 out of 5, together 5 out of 5, bar none. Watch this. If you have not watched the X-Men animated series, the original, you don't have to. Don't even bother. You know what? Look. Sure, go and watch some of it, right? You want to get some type of reference for these people's relationships, right? But you really don't have to. This is great. You get all that. You can get, oh yeah, okay, Wolverine is sore about them leaving, being a dick to Jean too, going like, yeah, he's not the only one who didn't, because Cyclops didn't tell Jean he was going to go protect Magneto or stop Magneto from doing anything crazy to the judges. And he's like, "Hey, you're not the only one not holding secrets." Like, yeah. Shut up, Logan. Shut up. All the women you've been with. Shut up. So you can get hints of their relationship. You could tell there's something. Wolverine has feelings for Jean, and he's sore about the baby thing and about them leaving. You can tell that Cyclops is over it. I love this. This is the Cyclops. This is the one that I know. This is the one I love. He's given off so much of that astonishing Cyclops from the early 2000s and the runs that I like, the Utopia runs and all that other stuff. And we're here, and he's always been that dude. If you watch the other show, I hate the fact that Morph was doing jabs at Logan, turning to Jean and be like, oh, and then I got pregnant by the most boring man alive. Shut your ass up, Morph. Shut your ass up. Just stop it. Because flat out, if you think he's boring, so being the guy to make the tough decisions, you need a person like that. I'm just put it out there. Think the guy's boring. He wears his cap backwards. If you know, you know. So 5 out of 5, fantastic. Mohawk makes sense. Dialogue is great. I hope Sunspot comes back. I do hope the people that Morph turned into do come back to the show, and maybe we can have some rotating teams. We can split it up a little bit. Storm taking a break. Got a feeling she's going to come back. This is actually in the comics when the baby was born. Before we found out, about the gene, about Madeline being a clone and all that. Cyclops and Storm do fight. They do have a fight for, who's going to be a leader. And Cyclops being unsure, and then Storm just needing to prove herself, gave Storm the victory. So, who knows? I would have voted Storm be team leader if the whole Magneto thing didn't happen. Regardless of such, this is so good. This is so fun. I can't wait for next Wednesday. It's going to be amazing. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Are you excited for X-Men 97? Who's your favorite character? If you've watched X-Men in the past, who's your favorite character? Let me know what you think. Let me know how excited you are. Told you this was long, but it wasn't an hour long. Told you it wasn't going to be an hour long. Just let me make sure I check one more thing. Make sure. Beast. Oh, and when Jean reads the note that Storm left when she was leaving, right? Obviously Jean's crying, everyone's sad, but Beast loudly sniffling, him being the saddest. Cyclops tried to blame himself, going, if I didn't leave, for the baby thing. And it's like, yeah, Bishop says, brother, we all know that you would have been there if you could have. Storm understood that. Ain't nobody blaming you for that, bro. Good job on this damn dialogue, man. I love it. So let me know what you think. 5 out of 5 from me. Leave a comment down below. If you want more reviews like this, I'm telling you, you gotta subscribe and hit that notification bell. Don't forget to hit that like button, because like button gets this thing shown. And we're going even further in 2024 by literally going back to the 90s and 80s. Ghostbusters come out tomorrow. That is a sentence I never in my life would have thought I'd been saying. Ghostbusters come out tomorrow. What year is it? Thanks everybody for taking some time out to listen to me talk about X-Men 97's first 2 episodes. What a ride that we're going to be in for. And then we already confirmed the second season. This is great. Be good, be blessed, drink some water, be good to yourself, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk, and make sure you stay safe out there. If you're feeling down and out and you're feeling lonely, make sure you reach out to someone. There are people out there that would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. Just got to reach out and talk to someone, please. Want to talk to me? My social medias are in the description below, right along with my Patreon link if you want to support me even further. Send me a message. As long as you're not a jerk about it, we'll be all right. All right, guys. Until next time, true believers, I've just flabbergasted how good this is. Excelsior.